That's gonna be.
You'll check the function. It's a math attack. Adding up numbers, never looking back. Fractions, decimals, keeping it tight.
In this problem, it tells us if 3n minus 8 equals 9/5, what is the value of 3n minus 3? Here's a long way to do the problem. If I added 8 and then divide by 3, I've solved for n, and then I put n back in there, I would multiply by 3 and then subtract 3 and get an answer. That works. Here's the shortcut. They both have 3n. All I had to do was solve for 3n. If I solve for that, then I can just substitute it in for that information and subtract by 3. Now, someone did think about, how do I get rid of that 5? You could multiply by 5 on both sides, but then you had to distribute it, just fine. So if I add 8 to both sides, I can't add 8 to 9/5. So I have to make this a common denominator. If I take 5 times 8, what do you get? 40. So I'm going to multiply this one by 8 and see what happens. Class multiply across, what do you get? 72 over 40. And if I make this one a fraction, how do I make that one a fraction? Over 1. And I want a denominator of 40, so I'm going to have to multiply that one by... Actually, you know what? Why did I do that? I should just multiply this one by 5 over 5. My mistake. Because if you did that, you would get what? 40 over 5. Class, what's 40 divided by 5? 8. So I have, let's add these two, 9/5 plus 40/5. What did I do there? In order to add a fraction, the denominator needs to be the same. Well, how do I get this one to be a 5? I just multiply this one by 5 over 5. Now I can add the numerators. Class, what's the 9 plus 40?
49.
So I have 3n equals 49 over 5. You don't need to add the denominators, the bottoms of the fraction. Now, interesting enough, one of your distractors, one of the multiple choice is 49 over 15, not 49 over 5. But class, is this our answer? No. What I can do next is I can just substitute that into for the 3n. I get 49/5 minus 3. Partner A to partner B. What do I have to multiply in order to be able to subtract the fractions? Go. Show me with your fingers. What number do I have to multiply by here? 5 over 5. You're really multiplying by 1. So up here, did you guys notice you can multiply any number times 1 and it doesn't change the number? So over here, the reason why I'm multiplying by 1 is we multiply across. Class, what's 3 times 5? 1 times 5. Do they have the same denominator?
No.
Now we can subtract the numerators. Class, what's 49 minus 15? 34 over 5 is our answer. And this letter choice, A. Now, let me show you guys one more super fast way of doing the problem. This is the same 3n, and this is a minus 3. This is a minus 8. How do I get this to be a minus 3? You could have added actually 5 to both sides and then solve for n. So let's summarize. You needed to solve for what is not just what is the value of n, you need 3n minus 3. One way of doing the problem is you could have just solved it, add 8, divide by 3, take the n value, substitute it in there, multiply by 3, and subtract by 3. That's a lot of work. Or we can just solve for 3n and then subtract 3, or as Joe said, we can just add 5 on both sides. Ingrained in your head. You're not really thinking ahead. In this problem, I probably would not distribute. You could. It's not wrong. Some of you like to do more work. That's fine. But if I think about the problem, they both have a 4. If I divide both sides by 4, because this is multiplication, yesterday we were learning about solving equations. If I do it to one side, I have to do it to both sides. Everyone say cancel factors. I'm not going to cancel numbers inside the parentheses. I can cancel them outside. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. I'm left with just x plus 1 equals 2 minus x. Yesterday we learned about getting the like terms together. Which ones do you want to get together? Should I subtract x or add x? I think it's probably easier to move it this direction. How should I put it here? Class, this one becomes what? Remember the coefficient is 1 there, if you didn't know that. Plus 1. Over here, this canceling here equals what number? 0. So even though I'm making slashes here, this canceling equals 1, this one is 0. What do I do next? Subtract. I'm left with 2x equals 1. Remember, we were learning how it's essentially in some ways PEMDAS backwards. We're going in this direction of PEMDAS. And the reason why that works is if there's anything outside the parentheses like plus or minuses, that's what you want to do first. Okay? And then I'm going to divide by 2. There, that equals 1, and you're left with 1/2. Now, if you did distribute, you would have actually gotten the same answer. 4x plus 4 equals 8x minus 4x, and you do all of that, and you'll still get 1/2. So think ahead. Look at what you're doing. You might have some faster ways of solving.
Class, what should I do first? Okay, it's not wrong. You can either distribute or you can what? Minus 4. Now, you could have distributed, not bad, not wrong. Okay, not illegal. -4 minus 4 is? -8. Okay. Are we okay so far? Okay, now you're going to be like, okay, Mr. Rain, you're going crazy. Do you want to raise your hand if you distributed the -2? Not wrong. It's okay. Like in chess, it's a legal move. Did anyone divide by -2? Partner B, tell partner A, is it wrong to divide by -2? Yes, no, and why? Do you guys want me to show you distributing or the easier way? Raise your hand, you want me to distribute. You just want to see it. Okay, we'll distribute. You guys want to go in the bathroom, not wash your hands, huh? So, -14 times positive 2y. We're okay? And then should we add 14 or divide by 2? Now, remember, you're going back to PEMDAS, right? So add 14. The mistake would have been divide by 2. That equals 0. And you have 2y equals 6. and then divided by 2, y equals 3. But what I wanted to show you guys was back here, you could have just divided by -2, and then this would have canceled. Do you see that? And then you would have just been left with -7 is negative 7 minus y equals +4. Subtract to get negative y equals -3 and divide by -1. So a couple of ways to try that problem. Now, what is the problem that this student made? Is this correct? -14. Yes. Okay. How about -2y? Yeah, they distributed incorrectly. Distributed incorrectly. It should have been a what? Raise your hand if you saw that.
Okay guys, I'm gonna give you guys free time to do your work. Ugh, I've been trying to do my work, but I just can't seem to get this right. I see what you're doing wrong. You're not doing the operations the PEMDAS right. You keep dividing first and not multiplying first. Oh my gosh, I realize that now. Thank you. Thou shalt honor the correct order of operations. That's what Mr. Angle says. Thank you.